All right, you are in for a treat now. We are joined by Dr. Bhandari, who spoke on high impact research. Why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Sure. So I am currently the chair of surgery at McMaster University, and I serve as this thing called a distinguished university professor. I don't know what it means, but I think principally it's because I'm really passionate about talking about research and conducting large, important patient-important trials.
Which makes sense, as you are our research speaker this afternoon. So give us an overview of the discussion that you shared. What was talked about on that stage today?
Well, I think I had two fundamental messages. The first one was that if you want to do high impact research, it has to be big enough that it can make a difference. Now, big enough doesn't always mean it's about numbers of patients. It means it's about making sure we're inclusive of not just our own center, but as many centers around the world, as many countries. And if you get many countries and many centers, you'll get many surgeons, and therefore you'll get many patients involved. And then therefore the results can be applicable to helping all those individuals. Now, that's part one. But how do you get to big? And they say, well, what's the magic? Like, how do we do high impact research? And then I always say, take a mirror, look into it and say, what can you be doing as part of that? So the second part of my presentation was really a call to action. I mean, the AOFAS is a tremendously successful, large, collaborative, international society. So in that particular group, we have everyone here. So if we start thinking about this idea of impact from the idea of different backgrounds are stronger, and we can work together towards understanding these fundamental questions, the questions that matter not just to a few people, but to everybody. You get that, and now we're on track.
Powerful. What's one thing everyone can go home and do today, just implement right now, just to start this process?
Number one thing is make the decision to spend just a little time, capital T, time, the 86,400 seconds of every day, to spend a little bit of those seconds towards thinking about what you can be doing differently. Because we all have stuff in our days, we have noise in our days, and how do we take a little bit of that noise and convert it to signal? And if we can do that, we can have impact.
Very nice. And of course, we're here at the annual meeting. So I have to ask, what are you looking forward to this week? What have you enjoyed so far? We're kind of at the halfway mark here. Tell me how it's going for you.
Well, I come from a subspecialty in orthopedic trauma. So for me, meeting colleagues across orthopedics and foot and ankle surgery has been, first of all, really refreshing. I love the sessions. I love the general enthusiasm. And by the way, I love the city. It's amazing. So happiest guy you could be.
Have you tried any bourbon?
Not yet, but I'm telling you, I've got a few bottles ready to go. They're on demand. They're ready.
Dr. Bhandari, thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone, for watching. That does it for this episode of the annual meeting Hybrid Experience, sponsored by Extremity Medical.